Good morning, my name is Steven. We are here in Galveston, Texas to board the largest cruise ship, Allure of the Seas. 225,000 gross registered tons. She can fit 6,700 guests. She has 2,700 cabins, 18 decks for us to explore, 18 restaurants, 9 of them being complimentary, included in the price of admission. There is a lot to explore aboard the largest cruise ship. She is an Oasis class ship, which means the largest in the world. Now, she's not the largest in the world. Back in 2010, when she had her maiden voyage, she was the largest cruise ship in the world, held the title for 6 years until her sister took it from her, and now there's 5 Oasis class ships floating around throughout the world, and we're about to board one here in Texas. And in addition, Galveston, Texas has a brand new terminal here at Terminal 10. So much things to look forward to, and I just can't wait to get aboard. I'm joined by my father, who is right behind me, kind of taking pictures, kind of doing his own thing. It's a father-son trip. Let's go. Now, the Galveston terminal was built to take an Oasis class ship, so that's why Allure of the Seas is currently here right now, and eventually Harmony of the Seas will also be here, one at a time, of course. But the fact that Galveston, Texas can have an Oasis class ship is amazing to me. I wish we could have that in California, but we can't, so that's why we had to fly to Texas, which is a lot closer than Florida. So I'll take that. We'll take that in any way we can. The exciting thing about that is as well that this is a Royal Caribbean purpose-built terminal, meaning that this is only for Royal Caribbean ships. Now, when you walk into the terminal, you're greeted by the same propellers that you find over in Miami. Miami is also where Royal Caribbean has a terminal, so it's really cool that Galveston is another place where the Royal Caribbean has one. And it's meant for Oasis class ships. That means it can handle so many people. There's 3 terminals in Galveston, and if you're going to Royal Caribbean, you're going in this terminal. Now, we're gonna go through security right now, so that means that we cannot actually record, so check back once you're checked in and everything. Well, it's 11:10, and it looks like we've just gone right through and we're heading straight on because we're diamond. So you will have to wait if you get here a little bit early. They've already called diamond, so that's why we're already hopping in line. We didn't even get to enjoy this because we're kind of rushing through our terminal, but look at that. They have a little statue for you to take pictures with. So cool. So Steven, you're good. Woo. We're already moments away from boarding Allure of the Seas. And they have photo spots for you in case if you want them. But we're gonna elect to pass them. We just want to get on.
Been there, done that already so many times.
Just a simple ramp up. First steps aboard. I gotta jump. Look at that, we're getting pushed right into the promenade. We are aboard Allure of the Seas. Now, this is where it all started for me back in 2012, I don't know what year it was. We came aboard Allure of the Seas as a family trip. I wasn't vlogging then, I was just a young Steven back in the day. This is where it started. Once we did it, my dad decided that he wanted to book a cruise, and then from there on after, it was the journey to the top. Also, we're just trying to go to the muster station because it's always important to do that first. Please, Royal Caribbean, never take that away. That is like my favorite thing, the electronic muster, because back in the old days, and on some ships as well, on different lines, you have to muster up at like a set time and waste an hour. So don't ever neglect the e-muster. Do it when you get on board. It's for your safety and for your convenience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, where are we? So we just did our muster station. We checked in with it. There's a video we have to watch, and we'll do that off camera. But now we got to figure out dining reservations. But I wanted to continue the story of Allure of the Seas was our like first major cruise as a family. We'd done a few here and there, but it never really convinced us. Like Disney convinced us that cruising was great, but Disney's a little expensive, so that's why it wasn't like our family vacation. But then we went on Allure of the Seas, this ship right here that we're on board right now. And after that, ever since, that was our yearly family vacation. Whatever we could do, any ship, anywhere, we did it. And that's why this channel is so heavily focused on cruising. All because of him. We booked this cruise, by the way, in the last minute. Sorry about why we're on Allure of the Seas. It's not like we had this planned when I got off my last ship. This was a last minute planning. We had Adventure of the Seas planned years ago, like during the pandemic. Got canceled, flights got canceled, everything. And then we just had credit that sat forever, and now we decided it was about to expire, so we booked it 3 weeks ago, and now we're on Allure of the Seas. There was 2 cabins left when we booked, and I think they're sold. Oh boy. Welcome to Central Park. A park in the middle of a ship, in the middle of the ocean. Well, actually currently it's in the middle of Galveston Port, but you know what I mean. Could go to the buffet, but we decided to come to Park Cafe, which is a cool little sandwich and salad shop. And there's one sandwich that we are after every single time. Park Cafe is an option. I recommend that's the first place you go to, because one, It's not as busy as the buffet is right now, I guarantee you. It's probably going to be packed. It's usually a lighter note. You can get sandwiches, you can get salads, whatever you want. But you could also always be like that and just get the roast beef and skip out on the bread. The roast beef sandwich is my favorite, so that's why we always come on board and start off with that. Now, we haven't actually been on an Oasis class ship on this channel at all, so this is really exciting that I get to share this adventure with you guys today, because it's something new. While we're eating, Dad is going ahead and making reservations for shows on the app. Since Allure of the Seas is such a big ship, they do require you to have reservations to shows. Of course, you could always walk in at like the last minute if there's still availability, but it's better to have a reservation on board, especially since there's 6,700 passengers on board. Well, I don't know what the actual count is for this sailing, but
8 o'clock.
Probably really close up to it. Out of lunch from Central Park, on to the boardwalk with a carousel? What? A carousel on a cruise ship? That can't be. So welcome to the boardwalk, one of the 7 districts aboard here on Allure of the Seas. The other one that we were in was Central Park, which you saw was an actual park in the middle of the ship. Finished up with lunch. Now we're here on the boardwalk. Kind of excited that there's a carousel. Jalen would love this. I guess if you haven't noticed, if you're a fan of the channel or been around for a little bit, you may have noticed. There's usually someone else with me. Fortunately, Jalen could not make the sailing. Of course, this is a father-son trip. Anyway, so that's why she's not here. I do miss her. She'll be back in another cruise vlog, I'm sure, real soon. But for now, carousel. If we come all the way down to the back of the ship, which it's a little windy and a little backlit, so we're not going to look that way, is the Aqua Theater, and that's where they have the Aqua Theater show, which is going to be an acrobatic water show, which we're going to go to later. I think the actual term is Cirque du Soleil, so really looking forward to that. It's something unique only on Oasis class ships, that they have a show such as that. Usually it's just a regular theater show where they're singing and dancing. This one is so much more, and I'm looking forward to going to that later tonight. So we'll talk more about it later tonight, but look at that theater. Just in the back of the ship. You could also find some first run movies going on here. I think Black Panther Wakanda Forever is going to be running a little bit later, so that's kind of cool. I just want to really quickly acknowledge, like, look behind me. Do you see the towering towers behind me of balconies facing inward? We have one of those cabins on this sailing, so we're going to be in a boardwalk balcony, meaning we get to look at this and wake up to this view every single morning, and also get to look across the way and see neighbors looking right back at us, which is a little bit of negative, but it is cheaper. We did get this cabin last minute. It was $1,300 a person, and an ocean view balcony was only going to be way more than that because we were so last minute. If you book ahead of time, a boardwalk balcony is a good choice because, one, it's cheaper, you still get a balcony, you're not confined into an inside box. So you might have seen videos and pictures of Oasis class, and there might be something that you're looking right here that's kind of missing, and that's the slides, the dry slides, the ultimate abyss. Though I've never actually been on the ultimate abyss, it is a really cool concept to put slides right down the middle from the top deck all the way down to this deck right here. Of course, it's not here. Now, why is that? With Allure of the Seas, it is on the older side of Oasis class. Yes, the second ship, so not the oldest ship in the fleet, but it is the only one that has not been redone, because Oasis of the Seas got redone, and Harmony, Symphony, and Wonder have all come quite some time after Allure of the Seas, so it gets all the new technologies. Allure of the Seas is kind of that special case right now where it hasn't actually fully been amplified, which is Royal Caribbean's term for redone or renovated. It's still kind of in between. So right now this ship is like the initial vision that Royal Caribbean had for Oasis class. Not with all the new technologies, doesn't have the fancy slide that would be there, no biotic bar, none of the newer restaurants, no playmakers, all that stuff. It hasn't had that amplification process that Royal Caribbean has been doing with a lot of their older ships, which is kind of sad, but also really cool because for me, we came back on board in 2014 and it was like brand new to us at the time. Though it doesn't hold new things, we get to experience it just like how we would have experienced it years ago. Yes, Allure of the Seas is not as new, is not as fancy as the other Oasis class ships, but I think she's got somewhere special in my heart at least, but I'm also biased. Also, there's a hot dog place. I like that. And Dad already got one.
I got a dog. Time to get a dog now. So we went from Park Cafe to a hot dog.
Thank you. Even though Allure of the Seas isn't brought up to date, it still has one of the amazing concepts. So many different free included restaurants to go to that are like easy to get into. Right? That's like Park Cafe, the Boardwalk Dog. It has Wipeout Cafe. Just different venues to go to all throughout the ship to try out. I'm gonna enjoy this hot dog for now though. We're now on deck 8, heading to our cabin. 8703. And our luggage is here too. It's just one card. Uh-oh. Gotta go to guest services. Welcome to a boardwalk balcony. As soon as we get to the cabin is go out and see the view. We were just down there not too long ago too. Wow. So we are on a boardwalk balcony with a view of the boardwalk. Of course, you can kind of see the ocean way out that way. And maybe we might be able to see part of the Aqua Theater show. But I think this is a pretty good spot, especially since we're so last minute. Obviously, if we had better timing, I think we would have picked higher up. And maybe if we were still in a boardwalk, we maybe would do closer to, no, probably close to the elevators, because that's kind of a long walk when you go all the way to the end of the ship. The ship is very, very huge. And there's a lot of walking involved in getting to and from different locations, I will say that for sure. Now that we're in the cab, you know what that means. It's time for a 60-second room tour. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Here at the front, we have all of our safety information in case of an emergency. Behind me is the toilet, sink, mirror, and shower over here. Standard Royal Caribbean shower, not that bad as far as size is concerned. They do have an all-in-one shampoo and body wash, which isn't the best thing in the world, but hey, that's okay. It's a cruise and it's free. Over here is the closet. They have some hangers over here. It's a sliding door, which isn't my favorite, but whatever. Safe, bunch of shelf space. Over here is the vanity with a mirror. The light does turn on. 3 plugs to plug into. TV, a couch, a table, nightstand, and here's the bed. Does split into 2 in case if there's 2 people in the room that you don't want to sleep with, which is the case in my case. Over here is the main attraction, the balcony. Ooh, it's a boardwalk view, so you can see the boardwalk out below, but it's really hot out, so I don't want to go out there. And time. This is probably not the best room tour that I've had in a while, but hey, it's a room tour. I did a full room tour on the channel. You can check that video out. I don't like to bore everyone with full room tours because that room tour took like 5-6 minutes. I go into detail about everything. 60-second room tour gives you a good overall view, I think. But it took me a little bit to nail it. Now, I do want to explain really quickly what happened on the boarding process. Now, when we got aboard, it turns out that I was no longer on the manifest. So basically, it was only going to be my dad in the room. So they had to kind of do some special work to kind of get me re-added back to the manifest. Apparently, I was on the old system, because now Royal Caribbean has 2 systems or something like that. So you have an old system and the new system that does like all the app and stuff. So like on my app, I'm still fine. I'm officially on board. But I guess Royal Caribbean and Allure of the Seas just doesn't know that. So that's kind of the issue. So actually, we didn't show it because you're not allowed to record during check-in. But we sat there for a good half an hour trying to get everything solved for them to figure it out. Though, good news is, I am on a board, and that's all that matters. But I didn't have a room key because the room steward probably does not expect anyone else other than just my dad. Though, we are both here, and I am definitely on the list now. At least I think. Hopefully I don't get kicked out. But we got to go to guest services and try and get the actual room key because as far as I'm concerned, I'm still a stowaway on this ship. Definitely weird. I've never had that happen before, so just gotta roll with the punches. That happens on vacation. Sometimes check-in and boarding, it's a mess. It's always the worst day. Be prepared and just kind of let it go, because, I mean, what are you gonna do? I'm on the ship right now, that's all that matters. Though, they technically don't know that I'm on the ship, I guess. Let's go get a room key. Hey, just a quick flash from the future. Just wanted to say, if you want to be like me, in the middle of Boardwalk, all alone, why don't you book yourself on Allure of the Seas? And if you want to do that, feel free to check out my website, goodmorningadventure.com, where I can help you book your next cruise vacation here on Allure of the Seas or a ship just like that. All you have to do is fill out a quick form, answer a few quick questions about what you want your cruise to be, and I will send you back a no obligation free quote so you can take a look and decide whether or not you actually want to do this. All you do, check out goodmorningadventure.com or shoot me an email at steven@goodmorningadventure.com. Either way, I am more than willing to help you out book your next cruise vacation or just talk about cruises in general, because you know what? This is awesome. Now back to the current times. Alright, we got myself a room key. I will mention that line is kind of ridiculous. Like, there's quite a bit of people. I mean, that's a long wait. Some of the lines can be quite a wait, especially on boarding day and the last day. For guest services, that is. And also the elevator wait. Ooh, there's a lot of people there. Finally going to the sports court. They got a full court basketball court. Actually, Yeah, pickleball courts on there too. 3 of them. Activities. Not really my thing, but we're gonna explore it anyways. You should definitely bring your swim trunks with you on your carry-on so that way you can change. There's only 2 people right now doing the flow rider. 1 person riding and 1 person in line. What a crazy first day. It's just all to you, yourself, and you could just practice as much as you want because when it's a busy day, it sucks to only have like 2 attempts or like a 60-second go at it. Wait a second, they have 2 flow riders on this ship? They don't call this the largest cruise ship in the world for no reason. 2 flow riders. Maybe that's why it's so light.
Sounded in the unlikely event of a real emergency.
The alarm, in case if anyone was wondering. That means that everyone's completed the mandatory safety briefing and we're gonna get underway really soon. Back in guest services again, round 2. Update on the whole me not existing sort of thing. So our reservation numbers are separated. So even though we're in the same cabin, usually 1 cabin, 1 reservation number, we're split. So Dad and I are staying in the same room, but we're separate. Also, we're not on this deck. So we've been kind of dealing with that all up to now. So we tried to make show reservations, could not do that. Tried to make shore excursion bookings, could not do that. So we've been kind of jimmy rigging the whole thing so far.
I'll meet you down to 3.
My dad doesn't want to walk downstairs. Anyways, it's been a little bit of a nightmare. So guest services has it written out. They're calling IT to try to get things sorted with me. Basically, I can't do any of the important things like show reservations. I can't do it myself. So that's kind of not fun. But we did book a shore excursion for Costa Maya, which is day whatever, 5? Day 5. So we have a shore excursion for day 5. And hopefully we can book more, but for right now we're holding off because of the issue that I cannot actually book. So the way we booked it is they just wrote my name down on the list, charged Dad twice. So basically there's 2 Brent Pongs going on that excursion. It's kind of weird. I don't know. And now we have made it to the deck 3. There's actually a name for the restaurant. I don't know the name of the restaurant.
American Icon.
American Icon. I think deck 5 is Silk and deck 4 is... I don't know. There's 3 different names for the 3 different levels, which is kind of unique in a way, because say like on Navigator or Freedom of the Seas, it's just all 1 dining room, the main dining room. So I don't like having to memorize names, but we'll try and get it down by the end of the sailing. So now we can stop dealing with issues. Let's look at the Welcome Aboard menu. Royal Caribbean has been rolling out a brand new menu. So on all their ships, you will find on first day, Welcome Aboard is what you're gonna get. This is the first time I get to experience the whole new rotation of menus. I'll let you know how it is as we go. One of the biggest changes that you'll notice on these menus is that there's no longer a classics menu, meaning like a menu that stays the same each and every single day. So if you're a little bit more pickier and you always were very reliant on the classic menu, you're gonna kind of not like this change. But the reason why we're all changed was so they can make it a lot faster, so they shortened the menu, tightened it up. Hopefully dinner service will be a lot faster. So 65 is the targeted wait time, or sorry, 65 is the targeted like dinner time, 1 hour and 5 minutes. That'd be a fantastic time if we can get through. We'll see, we'll time it and see how it goes. But I don't know. So far it's looking good. It has the main thing that I want most on the first day, which is prime rib. So that's staying the same for me. So I can't lie. We sat there for like maybe 2 minutes, and immediately our appetizers were on our table as soon as we ordered. 2 minutes from when we ordered. That's the fastest that I've actually had an order go through. I was shocked. We got the tomato vegan soup, or we got the tomato soup. It's a vegan dish. So the way they do vegan dishes, they just sprinkle them out throughout the menu, and they have a little tag on it. Though I am not vegan, I do have an allergy. I have a dairy allergy, so hopefully the new menu things are still quick. It seems to be, but yeah, that was quick. I mean, already just like that on our table. Oh, I guess I'll try it. It's pretty good. So 20 minutes later, past the appetizer, we finally get our main course, which actually is not that bad of a wait. Dad and I both got the prime rib. So since I tried the tomato soup, I'm going to have Dad try the prime rib.
That's good.
It's my favorite thing aboard Royal Caribbean, so looking forward to it.
Prime rib's good.
Walking out of the main dining room, and oh my god, is this line? Wow, that's just all I can say. It's still going. It's still going. On both sides, in fact, too.
Let's forget it.
Whether you have a reservation or whether you don't have a reservation, good luck. The line goes all the way to the stairs. So we made it back to the cabin. I didn't talk about dessert, but I do want to mention that something new onto the Royal Caribbean menu for the new one is that they have ice cream, vegan ice cream. So if you're vegan or you cannot have dairy like me, then the vegan option for ice cream is quite a nice add, actually. Before on the menus, they didn't have that, so it's nice that they do. Now, if I don't like the dessert, I can get something different, because they do have a rotational vegan dessert every night. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're okay. It was the peanut bar today, and that was okay. I certainly preferred the ice cream. Got both of them. Dad got the cheesecake. We didn't talk about dessert, because typically, it's dessert. I mean, it's really good. It's all good, so that's kind of all we need to say, so we could just shorten that. So for the rest of the sailing, we'll give you a quick answer on dessert. But what I did want to mention is that line, when we got out of the main dining room, was ridiculous. That's for my time dining. So if you do not have an assigned dining, you're on my time dining, then you're in a whole lot of trouble, because that line went all the way out of the dining room and into the stairs and going up and still building as we were walking out, because, well, I don't actually understand how it works, but I suppose if you can make a reservation and then you'll get a table and then you'll get to go and wait in line still for having a reservation. I'm not really sure why, but then there's also another line for those that do not have reservations and they're just a walk-up and the line is just as long. So I don't understand how this whole system works. Pick a traditional. I know 5 is not the best time in the world, and neither is 8. Usually when you go my time, you want somewhere in the middle, and that's fine, but like, that's a mess. So don't recommend it. But now we're ready for the nighttime activities, because dinner was quick. I mean, that was an hour and 10 minutes from when we stepped in to getting our dessert. That's a pretty impressive time. It's time for nighttime activities, though, so let's go. But before we go out, I just want to come out and admire the view really quickly and acknowledge that we have left Galveston. It's such a big ship that I didn't even really notice it. We were inside and guest services and doing all that stuff. Had no idea. Now we're out to sea, floating away, and honestly, I can't even feel it.
fun this week.
So we just finished up watching Oceanaria, which is the Aqua theater show here on board. The acrobatic, the water sport show, I don't know what you call it. What they do is a magic trick because they are so talented. It might as well be a magic show is what you should call it because it's spectacular. I could not do any of that stuff. The high divers, the dancers, you know, other cruise lines and even other royal Caribbean ships, they usually have like their main theater performance and they have specialist performers that do kind of like the aerialist stuff. But Allure of the Seas has a dedicated show, an entire team or an entire cast of specialist performers, which I think is just phenomenal. You have to come out and check out Oceanaria. Now, we did show up a little bit late to the 8 o'clock show. Actually, what happened was we had our diamond concierge. He felt bad they were having so many issues trying to fix, wasting a lot of time trying to fix the issues that we've had with me not existing on this ship. But he was gonna be kind enough to walk us in and reserve his seats. So he walked us, but unfortunately those seats didn't get reserved. So here's a tip for you: if you're ever here on Allure of the Seas, you could go up to the deck right above the Aqua Theater show on the rock climbing floor, I guess, and you could just go watch the show here. Yeah, it's a standing room only, but you know what? If you're here last minute, you don't have a chance. It's not a bad view. Honestly, it's not a bad view. And plus, if you're down there, they splash you. So just be careful. Don't get too close. Maybe even the height helps.
Tonight you are welcome aboard Baloon Drop, and this is going to be your official welcome on board. So let's find out real quick who is excited to be on vacation. Some people tend to instantly start to pop every single balloon. Don't do that. Don't do those people, all right? Keep those balloons up in the air, pass them along. It's going to look really cool, so you want to have your cameras ready for that. Now, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
So we've come to the end of the evening, and I decided to finish out the vlog here in a different location than I normally would, because normally I go back to the room dead tired, but I have a little bit of energy to close this video out. We're here on the boardwalk. I am the only one here. Like, I mean, seriously, like there is nobody here. It's midnight, past midnight actually. We just witnessed the balloon drop, which is Allure of the Seas' way of welcoming everybody on board, and that was quite a fun trip, seeing all those balloons up in the air. And the thing that the cruise director let us know is that those are 100% biodegradable and recyclable, so no worries. Still staying green with that party, but that was a lot of fun. It's a good way to start off a cruise, not gonna lie, but it was at midnight, so whew, we're ready to end the day today. I am tired. We've done so much walking and exploring, and largest cruise ship in the world for a reason, because there is a lot to walk around and explore, and I feel like we've done most of it, but then again, I don't think we've done any of it because there's still a whole top deck that we really haven't talked about. And tomorrow's video, we're gonna start off with something cool. I'm gonna show you a cool hidden area in tomorrow's video, so make sure to check out tomorrow's video as soon as it comes out. It's a sea day, the best day. Thank you so much for watching. As always, this isn't a goodbye, but just a see you real soon.